Hello, dear viewers. Thank you so much for joining me for your daily tarot reading. I ask you to choose the stone that draws you, the one that resonates with your intuition, and we'll begin. I'm using the little cards today, just because that's what I've got, but they work just fine. For those of you who chose this periwinkle, kind of clear, kind of crystal, we have the Eight of Swords, we have the Seven of Cups, and we have the Eight of Coins. Not any major arcana. So it's probably a kind of a things as usual kind of day. But Spirit is giving you a pointer here, because the Eight of Swords a lot of times comes up when we're it's because of our thoughts about something that we're feeling kind of trapped, or maybe we're being held back by our thoughts. Sometimes, the swords really are realities, things that we can't change right now, or we could, but we choose not to. But then again, sometimes it's just nice to know that we're choosing not to. A lot of times I feel like when people are feeling particularly trapped, it's a good idea to ask themselves, well, if I wanted to do anything today, if there was something I really wanted, or something I really wanted to do to change my life, could I do it? Would it be like physically possible? And a lot of times the answer is yes, it would be physically possible to do it, but I choose not to because I have this plan and this plan and this plan. And that, I think, helps us a little bit to feel like, to remind ourselves that we are choosing within the choices we believe we have. However, it's also good to look at whatever thoughts we have that are not true. They're not things we've agreed to. They're not realities that we choose. And look at them, and maybe there's some things that we can change. Maybe there are some steps to be taken. In any case, this woman, as soon as she starts walking forward, she's going to realize that she's not trapped in anything, because those ties will fall off. She'll be able to pull her blindfold off, and she's going to see there's nothing she's trapped in. She can keep moving forward. So that's sometimes very helpful too. The Eight of Coins is just learning something or being very productive, increasing your health or wealth or other sources of security. The Seven of Cups it's sort of also, don't imagine negative things. There may be something Spirit's wanting to call your attention to regarding your thinking. Don't imagine negative things coming into the future, because in fact, take some time to envision the positive things that you're working toward and speak them out loud even. Say, this is what's going to be happening. And that can be very helpful. So in other words, if there's some thoughts that you're feeling trapped in, a lot of times they're probably not even valid or real, with this Seven of Cups. So there we go. Good pointers. But it looks like overall still quite a productive day. Or maybe a day where you learned something new that's very helpful. For those of you who chose this fossil, the black and white fossil, we have the Justice card. We have the Two of Coins. We have the Five of Coins. So the Justice card is about balance. It's about fairness. Obviously, you're keeping your balance like a boss, because look, we have this Two of Coins person juggling the sources of security, and that can be two different jobs, two different sources of income. That can be health and work. That can be home and health, whatever. Sources of security can be important relationships in your life that lend security to you. But with the coins, we're looking for tangible security. We're looking for something that does actually increase your solidness here. So you're balancing that well, even though it could feel challenging. This Five of Coins, I feel like, must be more of a concern, because you are managing to balance, but maybe sometimes this can be money woes. Sometimes this can be a sense of lack, or sense of lack in your health, or feeling like, like quite focused on that. And I feel like the other two cards are quite reassuring. They're like, no, you're going to keep your balance. It will be okay if that's what you're worried about. The Justice card, also, if there's been anything kind of unfair to you, there could be more balance coming in, more fairness coming in as well. So I like it. Look at how there are 2 coins, 2 scales, 2 people. This can be about a relationship in your life as well, where you're needing to be balanced, each person's needs being met, get considered equally important here, for good partnership. And maybe there is effective juggling of that and maybe a little negotiation, but it's working. So that's good. So very interesting cards. Whatever they mean to you, I just feel like it's hitting the nail on the head for some people. For those of you who chose this fossil, this is also a fossil stone. They're little tiny little organisms there. We have the Tower, we have the 4 of Wands, the 8 of Wands. Very interesting. These are pleasant cards on either side of this Tower. So I like that. You know, it's looking more like, and this is all stability, stable numbers, 8, 4. If there is something that has to do with a family event coming up, something good in your family coming up, something that would be celebrated, you're moving everything along in the right direction. It's going well, even though maybe it represents a change. If this is about, you know, we've gotten this so much during the pandemic, this, you know, need to make the most of our home environment. If that is what this is about, then there might be a change to that. And there may be a lot of changes to that for people this summer, this spring, getting out. 8 of Wands is, it could be lots of activities picking up as well. So this could be, you know, quite pleasant, though these cards are, but it could feel quite busy. In any case, if you are moving a lot of things forward at once, you're doing a good job. They're going in the right direction. And maybe you already have asked Spirit to sort of coordinate your efforts and order your tasks, your priorities for the day. Because everything's moving forward well. Yeah, I don't know. This Tower is not a bad tower because there's good cards on either side. So there's some great change. There's some event that is changing something. For some of you, maybe it's vaccination, you know? I could see that. But there's some event that's changing things for you, but that's good. All right. For those of you who chose the pink point, we have all minor arcana, not a huge deal. We have the 7 of Wands, like standing your ground. We have the Page of Swords. And we have the 5 of Cups. So there may be a temptation to look back and be sad about something, or disappointed or regretful. There may be something very challenging coming at you, but you're holding your ground. It looks like, and these are minor things, they are not big things, but there may have been challenges you're coming into this day with, I feel like, that make it challenging for you to connect with the truth about your life. Sometimes we get so focused on negatives in the past or all the things we feel are coming at us that it's hard to stop, take a step back, and a big deep breath in and out and say, wait a minute, you know. This card would be picking up an Ace of Swords, a new revelation, a new epiphany, a new way of looking at things, or it could be a new plan. It can occasionally be somebody speaking out of their stress a little impulsively. So it can also be a caution, you know, try not to engage in that if you're in a challenging day. But really, I feel like it really could be more picking up a new plan, a new revelation, a new epiphany, a new perspective that helps you to focus on the 2 cups that are rising, the 2 things that are going well. sources of emotional fulfillment that are going well, and maybe helps you to, instead of just stand your ground, ask yourself what you need to feel more solid. What do you need to feel more protected, to feel more, restful? So there may be a perspective shift coming in that's going to be very helpful to you today. But these are minor arcana kinds of things. I always feel like those minor troubles in the day, that they give us an opportunity to look at how the way we're approaching them or thinking about them can make them worse or better, can make them bigger or smaller. And sometimes when we least feel able to take a pause, that's when we need to, and get a new epiphany, a new idea. So it's practice. So those kinds of days are practice, getting us better at doing that. And we can have real successes that turn out to be a big deal. Even in a not big deal kind of day, we can change the trajectory of our day, our mood, our perspective, and boy, things can switch. We can simply ask Spirit and Source for help. It always comes. It always comes. The kind of help that will be good for us. And that can make a difference. All right. Well, I thank you all so very much. I hope you have a terrific day. Take care, and we'll talk to you soon. Bye-bye.